Hi guys. All right, I want to walk you through sensor applications and the configuration. Okay, and I thought it wise to bring it to you because I have two students who just registered automation. That was yesterday, and it's part of my code of conduct. Whenever I want to take you on a particular skill, first of all, I familiarize you with the basic before we go into the skill. Okay, so automation requires creativity, and automation requires automated system fundamental. So I decided to take them on automated system first. Okay, your ability to automate small devices, how to automate your sumo pump, automate your devices, your home appliances, make them to function automatically. So that is the basic first. So after having known how to automate little devices to work on self-operated mode, that is the basic of automation before you now start writing a program and using software to simulate the code. Before you write a code, you must put up a design and know the operating principle of that particular design before you now go into software of automation and start writing your code. Okay, so we're going to start tomorrow. So I decided to give them basic. So the basic is what I'm also passing across to you so that you also benefit from their own class as well. All right. So I want us to discuss about sensor. We have different types of sensor. This is a sensor. This is also a sensor. We have inductive sensor, capacitive sensor, and so on. Magnetic sensor. Okay, let me show you few of the pictorial view. This is another sensor. These are other categories of sensor as well. We use this particular one for speed. Okay, to control speed. This is a sensor for speed. There is speed sensor. Okay, we also call this magnetic pickup. Use this to control our speed for generators, for moving prime mover of equipment, and so on. For those of you who also did ATS class, we also know about this sensor because we treated this sensor when we are doing our ATS. Okay, I know you'll be familiar with this. All right, so let's discuss more about the characteristics of sensors. Sensors basically have two modes of function. Mode 1, we call it NPN. Mode 2, PNP. Okay. All right. So what is NPN and PNP? Okay. And if you're also familiar to electronics component, you understand about transistors that uses PNP and NPN for transmission of current. All right. So in our sensor configuration, our PNP simply means positive, negative, positive. Then NPN simply means negative, positive, negative. All right. So let's get a sample of what I'm talking about. All right. Now come back here. Now this is PNP and this is NPN. It simply means that this sensor is going to transmit with positive signal. Okay, when this sensor is going to be activated, when activated, it's going to transmit with positive signal. That means the output from the sensor is going to be a positive output. Then NPN simply means that when the sensor is activated, it's going to produce negative signal. Take a look at this. I use red here so that you know that this is a positive line. Then I use blue here so that you did not this one, know that this is negative line. All right. Then take a look at the load I want to drive using them. This is a lamp. This lamp, X2 is the negative, X1 is the positive. Then the same here now, X1 is negative, positive, X2 is negative. Now, this one now is sending positive to X1. The terminal is X1, is positive, so it's going to positive. Then this one is sending negative to X2 because here is negative. Then come back to this area now. Now, this lamp now is taking positive here. This other lamp is taking negative here because their supply intake is being determined by output from sensor. You're going to pay a special attention to this lecture because whenever you are going into automation, you must pass through this lecture. Whenever you are going to automation, I don't know what you understand. When I mention automation, I don't know what you understand about automation because some people give a wrong narrative of automation. Automation is not just doing automatic system or doing ATS. No, automation is different. Automation is a faculty of automating, making things to work on self-operated mode and using PLC. Okay, you may be working on automation or automatic system, sorry, automated system and automatic system. That is not automation. Automation, you must go into PLC program. Okay, automating things, making things to work automated way, automatic way, that is the name. But when you mention automation, you must synchronize the knowledge with PLC and you write a code. Okay, all right. So whenever I want to go into automation, write a program and use a program to control or process. How do you control process? When you go to factory, maybe production industry or manufacturing industry, you go to the product line. You see how machines are being controlled, sensors and relays. They are being used to control machine. Machine will be working differently, working on self-operated mode. That is automation. All right. That is a program written and downloaded to PLC and is simulated and confirmed okay. And now use that sequence to do termination of the devices and device start working on their own. So that is automation. Your job is go there and monitor the operations. But virtually all the system there works on their own. Okay. And some of them too are also working with the assistance of a human being, but less support. Okay, all right. So that is a narrative of PNP and NPN. Now let us simulate this. Then you now see how to make sure that you follow the polarity. That is what we call polarity. Polarity simply means positive must go to positive terminal, negative must go to negative terminal. That is polarity. Want to polarize connection, you make sure you follow the sequence of connection. If you revise them the other way, some system might not work correctly. And that is strictly for DC signals. Okay, all right. All right, so let's simulate just a short while. All right, now I want to drive this load. I want to put on this load using sensor. All right, supposing this sensor is a magnetic sensor that magnet a metal. When a metal is sensed, when it senses metal, it will close. The load, something will be activated. So let me assume that this sensor now senses a metallic object and want to magnet. Let me magnet it. So there is a switch internally that will close. Okay, once I click, it closes. Once I click, it closes. So that is the work of this sensor. So it now senses object, whatever thing that is configured to sense, it will activate. That is the way it is. Then the same way, this one also activate the second lamp. All right. Okay. So basically, the configuration of sensor is such that we have DC sensor and AC sensor, but I'm going to be discussing about DC sensor only. Okay. All right. AC sensors are very few. They are limited. Then there's one popular one you might also know that we call photocell. That is AC sensor, not DC sensor. All right. So we have a lot of them. Whenever I come into automation career, you are going to love working with sensors. Sensors, they're very fun to use. Okay. All right. So let me tell you about the characteristics. Now, sensors for DC sensor, you have to work with positive, negative. You have to send positive, negative to the sensor first. Okay, take a look at this. This is my power pack. This is my power supply. This is my supply, 230 volt supply. Then I supply 230 volts to my power pack. Then power pack now give me output of DC. Look at it, 12 volts DC. So I now use this my 12 volt DC to supply the sensor according to their terminal respectively. Positive go to positive, negative no go to negative. Okay, look at positive, negative. I supply to the sensor. This also negative, positive. I supply to the sensor. Now, sensor will now give me output. Look at the output. The center terminal is the output, center terminal. But the output coming out from the sensor is going to be corresponding with the name of the sensor. If this one is PNP, it's coming out with positive signal. If this one is NPN, it's coming out with negative signal. Okay, I hope it's quite clear. All right, now let me show you the polarity. When I mean polarity, you must understand the polarity. Let me change this. Let me change this. Let me swap this terminal and change it to positive. Okay, you can see that this is positive, and I also have positive here, so it cannot work. Let's see. Let's try and see. You can see that it's not coming up. It's not coming up because the positive I inputted here was the same positive I have here. This one give me signal of positive. So I don't need positive here again. What I need is negative to complete the order. So this one cannot come up until you now polarize it. So let me take it away. Sorry, rather take this one. Then return my negative terminal. So with that, you can now transmit. Okay. Sorry, just hold on. So with that, you can now work accordingly. So let's put back the terminal. Okay, now let's simulate now. You can see it's on now. So you must maintain, you must understand the polarity. Which one is positive, which one is NPN, and which one is PNP. All right. All right. So thank you. You must endeavor to learn this. You can also Google. All right. Go to YouTube and learn more about sensor configurations and the application. Okay. All right. So I will also look for another video that will show you the pictorial view, that will show you the sensor. Use the pictorial view of the sensor to control the load. Let me see if I have those video again. Let me see if I will send them across to you again. All right. Okay. Thank you.